Hi, I'm Andrew from Think Square, and I'm going to show you why you already know how to add with carrying. The best lesson I ever got about place value was from my older sister. She used to trade me 50-cent pieces for $2 coins. I was young and I thought 50 sounded more than 2, and I also thought they were bigger. So I happily traded them to her until I realised one day what she'd been doing. So luckily Mum had another couple of kids and I could do that to them. So that was my most powerful lesson in place value, and to carry and work out how to add, I think that's a really good place to start with money. So I often tell kids, I'll get these are some sort of gems, so these could be sapphires, and they're worth $1. So any sapphire is worth $1. Then we've got red rubies, they're worth $10. And then we've got emeralds here, they're worth $100. And it's quite powerful for a child to see these notes here, because kids know that this is big, and you don't just trade one or two of these things for one of them. So once you've established that sapphires are worth $1, rubies are worth 10, and emeralds are worth 100, you can start teaching children how to add. So what we do, I'll leave these here. We'll make a number. So for example, this number at the moment would be 111, but we're going to make the number 136. So we need 1 in the hundreds column, we need 3, so 2 more reds, 130, and then we need 6, so 5 more blues, and that's what 136 looks like. And we're going to add to that, we're going to add 48. So we need 4 10s and 8 1s. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4 goes there. Now we know that if we wanted to trade $1 for $10, we'd need 10 of them. And most kids would know that. Even if you ask them, do you want to trade 9 of these for one of these? Most kids would probably say, no, I want to keep that, that's worth 10 of them. So if we ever get 10 of these, then we can trade them up for one of these. And if we get 10 $10 notes, the same thing's true. We can trade 10 $10 notes for 100, or 10 rubies for an emerald. And if we wanted to trade dollar coins all the way up here, we'd need 100 of them. Even no kid, if I said, I'll give you $99 for a $100 note, every kid would know that that's bigger. So we can start adding like we do from the ones column, from the dollars column, and so we go 6 plus 8. So we can either drag it all down here, or we can add 2 more to make 10 and put the rest down. But what we'll do, we'll drag them all down, count how many we've got. So 6 and 8 will make 14. We know that if we take away 10 of them, which leaves us with 4 at the bottom, if we take away these 10, we can trade them for one $10 note. So these blues are worth 1 each, and there's 10 of them, so we can trade it for 1 red. And we put the one that we've traded for up there just to remind ourselves that that's what we've done. If we trade them, these disappear. They go back because we've traded for them. Now we count up how many rubies we've got. We've got 3 and 4 plus the one we traded for. So we've got 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8, and we can drag them all down to the bottom there. And you might write in the numbers as you go, or you might do it right at the end. If we were writing them in, we know we had 4 blues, because we traded the other 10 for that extra red. We had 4 and 3, plus the one we traded for, so we had 8 here. And then we've got our 100 there. So that gives us our 184. Let's try another one that's a little bit harder. So we'll take these off and we'll just rub these out. This time we're going to have 247 plus 355. And it's important to get the kids to make these numbers, because then they can see what they're made up of. They're made up of 2 hundreds. They're made up of 4 10s and 7 1s. This is 5 1s, 5 10s, and 3 100s. And again, we start with the smallest because if we need to trade up and we're going back the other way, we'll miss our trading opportunity. So we need to trade after we've added these. So 7 plus 5 makes 12. So we bring all 12 down here and we take 2 away and put them down here, take the other 10, and we trade these 10 again for another red. So this red trades in because it's worth $10 for these 10 $1. So we'll get rid of them and put the traded one up here. And we'll put what we've got in. So 5 plus 7 was 12. And the 1 got carried over here because it's actually worth 10. So now we've got 5 and 4 and 1, which is actually like 5 and 5. And we know that makes 10. So if we had 10 $10 notes, when we bring them down to the bottom here, we're actually going to trade them for 1 100. Because 10 $10 notes equals 100. So we take the $10 notes and we trade them for a $100. We put it up here again. We put a 0 down here because we don't have any $10 left now. We traded them all. And then we add up the hundreds column. So 3 and 2 is 5, plus the other one is 6. So we should have 6 altogether. We put them down here. And when we're finished, we've got 602. So 6 in the hundreds column, 0 in the tens column, and 2 in the ones column. And that's how you add with carrying.